versus USA. I think last time when we spoke about it, I think nobody ever gave any 1% chance also that USA will beat Pakistan. And what a game and what a turnaround USA did. I think when after looking at the game, I watched it live, and I think USA played like a country who's playing test match cricket and all those stuff since ages, and Pakistan unfortunately looked like they are minnows. So I think great commitment by USA. They showed that if you believe in your team, if you believe in your skills and you are disciplined and you do the basics right, then any team in this World Cup, as I said last time, also can beat anybody hands on a good day.
So, Neil,
Yeah.
Pakistan looked a bit listless that day,
Yeah.
from their batting
Hmm.
to, on the field.
Yeah.
A lot of things went wrong for
Yeah.
them that day.
True, Santosh. I have to agree with that. There were quite a few crucial misfields as well, in addition to the batting hiccups. And the bowling didn't quite have the impact in the power play, which we all expected. A feast of wickets or wickets falling at regular intervals. That didn't happen. And I think Patel, in particular, played a great game. And Aaron Jones, although he didn't quite live up to the hitting, but he stayed till the end. And I think his presence was pretty crucial for US to get to the super over. And in many ways, it wasn't a question of who's going to win the super over, because the fact that USA was able to extract a super over from a super team like Pakistan was an achievement in itself. Yeah.
So, Pakistan, a little problem with the batting, I think. The way they opened really didn't get going. And they, in the middle order also, I think they have a lot of problems.
Yes, I think they are strategy wise. I think they are doing their homework, but I don't think so. They are executing those plans and the strategies that they have. And from the drawing board, I think getting Babar and Rizwan to open, I don't think so. It is working for them. I mean, it is not that first time that it is coming out on this kind of world stage. I think Babar should come down to number three, and they should open with somebody who can, take advantage of the first over. That's one of the key elements that they missed on in the first game under USA. If you see USA chasing, they were very good with the 6 overs power play. They were well ahead of the game. They only lost one wicket. While Pakistan, I know they lost the wicket. They were under pressure.
Yeah.
But I think at that level of cricket that you're playing, and especially if you are the premier two batsmen of your country, you can't make any excuses that the pitch is doing this and that. So I think that's where they missed the trick. And as you said, I think that's the problem that they have. So I think they'll come up with some good strategies today, and they might come up with their changed playing 11 along with
Yeah.
the batting order.
Yeah.
And I hope it will be a cracker of a game because of
Yeah.
the way it needs to.
Just to add to that, Jitesh, if you look at Babar's game, whilst he stayed for a while, he stuck around for a while, he was basically batting back to strike rate, and how important strike rate is in a T20 game. He was batting literally a runner ball. It took him something like 4 overs to register his first boundary.
Yeah.
And that didn't put any pressure on the US bowlers during the power play. And I think that was a very significant factor.
I mean, just to add a quick one,
Yeah.
if you see USA's chase also, Monarch Patel,
Yeah.
he was also run a ball as an opener.
Yeah.
But Babar Azam impact on the team is if he's running, is just playing run a ball, then all the batters coming below will feel that there's some problem with the pitch.
Yeah.
So that kind of confidence, if you don't give
Yeah.
being the number one and being the captain also, I think that will create a problem in their batting lineup. I hope they solve it today.
And the US pace bowlers did very well, the opening pair, and they did well in the death as well, at the death. So, yeah.
And 5 players of Indian origin in the US
Yes, indeed.
team, and some of them under 19 they played
That's right.
World Cup cricket. So a quite experienced bunch there, and they all generally did quite well. I think as a team they did perform very well.
Yeah, and that's key, Santosh. As a team, you could see that they were a unit that had played a lot together, and it was very apparent in the way they were encouraging each other. There was a huge amount of team spirit on display.
And he has proved to Indian parents that even if you are an IT guy and you need to study hard, you can still perform at world stage in cricket, right?
Yeah, that's it. It was
So it
great.
was amazing.
A great
The way he bowled, I think it was great.
then Canada beating Ireland. So,
Yes.
Ireland is a test playing nation, and Canada also lifted the game. I think
Mm.
played pretty well to beat
Yep.
Ireland.
That's right.
So I think they have Canada also. They have some local, talent there, and I think with the conditions, it will always be, if you are in an unknown territory, obviously you'll have the nerves. I think Canada did excel in that only. So Ireland, I think they lost too many wickets while chasing, so they had no way out of this.
Then another big win is Afghanistan over New
Yeah.
Zealand. That was quite
Yeah,
comprehensive,
yeah.
I think.
I don't know whether you would term it third time lucky or fourth time, but these two teams have encountered each other at World Cup, ODI, etc. And it finally came good. And I think Rashid was very confident that at some stage the team will come together and beat them. And what a great batting performance! For the second time going, they posted a big score, both the openers and then Rashid and
Fazan, yeah.
Farouk
Yeah. I
Faruqi.
think one problem for Afghanistan could be the middle order, I think.
Yes.
It's, they need somebody to step
I think middle order Gulabdeen and the other guys, I think they are not tested at this stage.
Yeah.
But one thing that they have shown Afghanistan, even if you lose early wickets, even if the bowling is blowing really well
Yeah.
and you are behind the run rate,
Yeah.
if you keep wickets and one of the top three carries on the bat, like Gurbaz did, the 80,
Brilliant,
80, 80 runs that he made.
And Ibrahim also. both
Exactly.
times, yeah.
Runs on score on the board will always give pressure to the
Yeah.
opponents. And I think this is the best spinning performance I have seen for a while at world stage. The way Noor Ahmed, Rashid Khan, I know wicket columns does not support everything, but the Nabi and everybody, they stick to their plan and they bowl like anything. So great win for Afghanistan, and I think it will be great boost for their cricket board as well. I think they have announced, and don't be surprised that they might come up with few more upsets this World Cup.
So from Lajpat Nagar and Greater Noida,
Yeah.
they've seeded a great team. That's where they practiced.
And not just the spinners, I think they've got this Fasal Haq Faruqi.
He's
The
brilliant.
first two
Yeah.
matches been brilliant. Has been taking the wickets.
9
along
wickets
with,
in 2 matches.
yeah.
Yeah.
along with Rashid, I think.
That's right. Yeah.
And Afghanistan really looked good.
And we said it last time. Left arm pace.
Yes.
One more example
Absolutely.
of being lethal in the power play. Yeah.
And New Zealand, I think the preparation has not been really that good, I think.
Mm.
A lot of the players didn't get a good chance to play in the IPL.
That's right.
And it seems that the match practice, they're lacking in match practice, I think.
They've come. Some pundits have criticized them that not only lack of match practice, but it was an extended holiday just before a very important T20 championship. So I don't know.
I just want to make one comment. I mean, you can't give these excuses for a team like New Zealand, right?
Yeah.
I know they are not the world champions. The history does not support them, but I have not seen any ICC tournament where they have not qualified for the next stage, right?
Yeah.
They have world class players, even if they are not selected or they were benched like Rachit Ravindra and all. Devon Conway didn't play the IPL,
Yeah.
but the talent and the practice that you need, I think New Zealand had, and I think they were totally outplayed by Afghanistan. They never expected the way they came out, and if you remember, Afghanistan was playing the second game.
Yeah.
They replaced Noor Ahmed with the spinner. What's his name? The regular spinner. So I think they did that trick because he's the left armer. So I think they were through with their plan and they knew what they need to do, and I think they succeeded really well.
So now it looks a bit tough for New Zealand to qualify, I think, because the group is quite Afghanistan there.
Yeah.
And we also have West Indies.
Yes.
So it's going to be a bit tough for them.
Yeah.
I think.
So the key is you just need to win 4 games to qualify for the second round. I know they have started on a loss with Afghanistan. I mean, if they come back, win all the 4 games, I mean they will qualify. But at least Afghanistan is gonna take the Super 8 position of any of these two, West Indies or New Zealand.
So now coming on to the big match tonight, Pakistan versus India. So that is like the Super Bowl.
It'll have a viewership
The
larger
L-
than the Super Bowl.
The El Clasico. Yeah.
Millions watching
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
this game. And being played in New York. So the pitch in New York has come under a lot of criticism, the drop in pitch. Not really playing true, I think. There's a lot of the bounce has been a bit
Yeah.
erratic,
Yeah.
and some balls have been just climbing onto the batsman, and
Yeah.
then they've been finding it difficult to play it, and
Mm-hmm.
a few injuries also along the way.
Yeah.
So I think ICC could have done a little bit better with the pitches,
Mm.
with the drop in pitches. I think the problem was basically the pitches were made in Australia and then didn't have enough time to bed
Bed down, yeah.
in New York. I think they were taken to Florida
That's
because
right.
of the damp and
Mm-hmm.
conditions were not ideal in
New York at the
New
time,
York.
winter. Yeah.
So by the time they brought in the pitches from Florida, I think it's a bit too late
Yeah.
to get the thing down. So you think winning the toss is going to be crucial on this
Yeah,
pitch?
I was hearing you talking about the demons in the pitch and all the stuff. Come on. I mean, everybody knows every pitch is there to support the batters, right? If we have one pitch in this World Cup which is supporting bowlers, come on, game on, right? So at least
Mm.
everybody have their own challenges while in this track. So I think the key is, this is my opinion, whosoever win the toss today, I think they will have a great edge for the game. I think both the teams will prefer to bowl first
Yeah.
and then chase. I think the last 2-3 games also at New York has proved that chasing is a bit easy because at least you know what's the target. So I think that's what both the captains will be. And I mean, there are lots of injuries, news, and all those stuff that is going on. I think Imad Wasim was injured last game. Whether he comes or not, nobody knows. Similar for India. I mean, they tried the combination last time with Akshar and Jadeja, which I talked about last time. But I think keeping Jaiswal out of the 11, I think it's not something which will benefit. I think they should open with Jaiswal and Rohit, and come with number 3 should be Kohli. And I think they can do away with one of the pace bowlers. So because you have Shivam and Hardik Pandya as a pace bowler, so I think that's how this might
Yeah.
go today.
Very interesting analysis, Jitesh. I mean, just sort of, Santosh, if I may just spend a little time on the pitch. As you said, there was that sequence, Adelaide to Florida to New York. But in the square, there are 4 pitches. Matches have not been played on all 4. So what are we going to see today? Which pitch is going to be? Obviously, it's unlikely to be pitch 1 or 4 where the matches have been played. But what do the other 2 pitches
Can I
present
answer
in
your
terms-
question?
Sure. Yeah.
What will it do?
Yeah.
Whosoever loses the game will use that excuse.
Well, let's see about that. Yeah, possibly.
So Pakistan with
Yeah.
4 fast bowlers.
Yes.
And on this pitch, I think initially there's some grass there.
Yes.
And there's bounce.
Yeah.
So you think it'll be an advantage for Pakistan, but of course Mohammad Amir has not been bowling well.
Yeah. Yeah.
The last match, too many wides, and he was.
Well, I think
playing
both
all
teams will exploit the greenness. But back to who bats first, who bowls first. But as far as the grass coming out of the cracks, the curators are swearing blind that they've addressed that problem, put topsoil, rolled it over. Obviously, they're going to say that, Santosh, but it'll be interesting. I think, look, both teams will probably go in, as Jitesh has just said, with 4 paces.
Yeah.
Now it's a question of which quartet performs on the day.
One more thing, I think I saw the last game, right? Pakistan pace bowlers excel in Yorker lengths. And we are talking about pitch demons, the grass and everything, which is, the hard length that normally the pacers go for. So it might come in advantage for India because if I remember, I was watching the game against USA for Pakistan. The last 3 overs, all the bowlers, I think they bowled more than 10 to 12 Yorkers.
Yes.
Only 3-4 balls that they were not able to execute as Yorkers, they went for the boundaries. And
Or
that was-
wide.
Or wide, and which happened in the last ball
Yeah.
as well. So
Yeah.
I think it is advantage India because India excels on the hard length, the short of good length, and I think it will help them. And if Pakistan bowlers can come and change their game and the game plan and not only look for Yorkers, I think we have a game in hand.
Yeah, I think particularly Hardik bowls. He really bowls hard, fast, and brings the seam into play. And I think that's going to be another factor.
So you think Pakistan should go with the 4 pace bowlers or try to get in one more spinner into the team?
It's very difficult to be in a space, I think mental space, the way Pakistan team right now is because they have lost against USA. So I don't think they would require chop and churn. They have to back their players who played last game. They have to in the dressing room. That's where you need to give the confidence to your players that okay, whatever's happened, that's happened,
Yeah.
is past. We have 4 more games, and just imagine if they win against India and then the next 3 games, everything changes. Everybody, if you remember the last World Cup, also they lost against Zimbabwe the first game.
That's right.
But they reached the final. So
Very true.
same thing can happen. It's just about how good you are disciplined for on the day, and I think Pakistan have it.
Yeah.
And especially if the pitch is helping the bowlers, and if they bowl first, then
No, well said. They're notoriously slow starters. In every tournament, they've started slow. So, yeah.
So coming to the Pakistan batting,
Mm.
seems to be heavily dependent on Babar Azam,
Rizwan.
Rizwan to get them off to a good start, and then
Yeah.
runs keep coming. But the middle order looks a bit shaky.
They may address that with possibly a replacement with Azam. I'm not very sure, but if that does happen, I take your comment that keep the team intact, give them the confidence. But if there's any one player they may replace, it could be Azam. Of course, with Imad uncertain in terms of fitness, we don't know. But Shadab actually came in and performed the role that he has always performed in the past. He gave that stability to the innings. But then it's interesting if you notice that Shaheen came in at number 8
Yeah.
and
No, but he
hit a
calls
bunch of.
himself an all-rounder.
He does, but he hit a number of sixes too.
But
Yeah.
I think they would love to have Imad Wasim
Yeah.
if he's fit
So-
to be playing.
I mean, to be honest, I a bit disagree with your comments. I think
Yeah.
see this Shadab.
Yeah.
Don't forget, he's a spinner in the team. He is the only spinner in the
Yeah.
team. They have 5 bowlers.
Right.
The 4 overs, he's supposed to deliver.
Yeah.
If he delivers with the bat, that's a bonus for you, right?
True.
But he can't do it for every game.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they are lacking that spinner, the quality spinner. I think we are talking about Imad Wasim and everybody, but it's end of the day, who's doing? They have Abrar also sitting out.
Yeah.
I think PSL, he's doing wonders for his franchise, and I think he's called a mystery spinner also for in the world class. So
Yeah.
World Cups and all those stuff. So I think they need to think seriously about it, and as I said, they need to back. The one more comment that you made was the middle order is not tested. I mean, if you take last 2 years, only Babar Azam and Rizwan has batted.
Yeah.
I mean, they are world class. There's no doubt, right?
Yeah.
And if your top 2 batters are batting through 10 to 12 overs every time, it will be difficult for your middle order to just
In
go
a
and start
T20,
whacking on
in
the
a
first
T20,
ball.
absolutely, yeah.
So that is where I think that keeping that in mind, if you are bringing somebody who has a thing to prove to the selectors that okay, you have given me chance at world stage, I will try to do everything. So I think it will be too much of ask from those newbies. So my view is stick to the 11. Let's go and deliver what they
Yeah,
plan to.
and let's not forget that Fakhar Zaman has had a good record, particularly against India. Let's not forget what he did a few years ago. And Iftikhar, on his day, is a mighty hitter.
Yeah,
So,
he
you
can
know,
hit.
you've got...
So maybe
yeah.
go with Babar Azam at number 3, I think. Open
Yes.
with
Fakhar and
Fakhar has opened a lot, yeah.
tried out, I think.
the guy has a double 100 in ODI. Yeah?
And then you've got a right-left combination
Yes,
from
absolutely.
the get-go. So, yeah.
And that's where I want to just add that if you remember what USA did in the last game against Pakistan in the Super Over, I think nobody talked about it in media also. They brought in for Super Over with Jones, Harmeet Singh, who didn't even get to bat one ball in the 20 overs. The reason was right hand combination. Amir bowled 2 wides and 4 runs were given on those 2
Yeah.
wides, right? So that is the difference. At that
Yeah.
stage, at that pressure, if you have a right hand combination,
Yeah.
all the bowlers in the world, they will say it is a problem because then you have to adjust every.
That's a brilliant point because particularly in a super over where the batsman change ends, it's a complete readjustment. The field readjusts, the line gets readjusted. So that's a very great comment. But equally, strategies to checkmate can either be anticipated or go horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Santosh, look at what happened with England Australia. Just coming back to that, 2 off spinners bowling to 2 left-handers. Sorry, but Jacks didn't deliver.
Yeah.
Just to digress for a second. Yeah.
And Babar Azam's captaincy, for that he looked to be a bit little. At times didn't have ideas. I think.
Well, you
Also
know,
the
yeah,
placement of the
yeah.
slip there, slow, sort of bit wide, two sort of catches could have been taken.
People
But
say life is tough, so be it. I mean, you have to take it on your stride. You see, Pakistan media and Pakistan fans, right? For them, cricket is the number one
Yeah, religion.
motivation for
Yeah,
their country, right? So I think it's too much of pressure on Babar Azam.
yeah.
Let's not forget, just 6 months back, they
Replaced
made
him.
Shaheen Shah
Yeah,
Afridi as
yeah,
their T20 captain. And just after two series, then Shaheen Shah Afridi has been sacked and Babar Azam again been called, right? So these things play on your mind. I mean, at world stage, you are interacting with media, you're answering questions and all, and then you have a pressure of
yeah,
your people only saying that he
yeah.
plays too slow, he should come and bat at lower order and all the stuff. So all goes going in mind. So I think, as I said, they made some plans, strategies at the dressing room, but they were not able to execute. Like the last ball of super over, I can't forget.
Yeah.
Just before the super over was that Midoff was called up,
Yeah.
and he's supposed to bowl a Yorker. If you miss, it will go for four, and that's exactly what
Whatever.
Nitish Kumar did.
That was a brilliant shot.
Yeah.
Yeah. He took a calculated risk and got a 4. Yeah.
so India appeared to be much more settled.
Hmm.
They had a good warm-up game,
Yes.
an opening win,
Yeah.
and overall, I think the team seems to be quite settled compared to Pakistan.
At the moment, but you know, obviously the pressure of a big day, a big game, could get to players. So I don't think we can count our
Pakistan
chickens
for
yet.
Sure will come out fighting.
The wounded tiger, you know, that wounded tiger hypothesis will kick in. So yeah.
Yeah. So for India, again, do you think you were saying that trying to bring in Yashasvi and push Kohli to number 3, and then also in the spin department, probably rest.
I think the
Dubey-
spin
Dubey-
looks good because on this track we have seen, right, it doesn't spin a lot. As I said last time in our opening episode also, I think the best playing 15, or not playing, but the best 15 squad in the World Cup is India, because they have checked every avenue of the team, right? So I think when the next stage goes to West Indies, they will obviously start playing the spinner. I think for this game, big pressure, big event. I think they should go with the same team,
Yeah.
just one change, bring in Yashasvi, and
Instead of Dubey or
I think Dubey or Siraj. I mean,
that-
Siraj can be as destructive. Everybody knows on his day, but my gut feel is that Yashasvi should play, get that left-right hand combination, get Virat Kohli at 3, and Virat Kohli, you know, he's averaging crazy against Pakistan in World Cup.
Last 4
And-
innings, yes.
the last, the
Yeah.
last World Cup was single-handedly won the
Yes,
game for
so.
Yeah.
India.
So I think that pressure will be on Pakistan if you have Kohli waiting in in the dressing room with the openers there. So I think that's my opinion. So yeah.
So again, the toss is very crucial for this
Right.
game, I think.
Yeah.
And I mean, depending on the pitch,
Mhm.
which pitch they're going to play.
Yeah.
And I think it's winning the toss and sort of bowling first
Yeah.
is going to be
Yeah.
crucial.
Most teams chasing have won so far in New York, but yeah.
So Arshdeep and Bumrah,
I think that
Siraj, you think?
I think that's. I don't think there'll be any changes to Bumrah and Arshdeep. We discussed it in the first episode. That variety of pace, the variety of angle, the fact that Arshdeep can bowl into the pitch. Bumrah, of course, has every possible delivery to bamboozle batters worldwide. They're cautious against him, so the economy rate will, be kept where it needs to be kept in the first power play. But it'll be interesting to see if Siraj does continue to be number 3. Hardik, as I've said earlier, bowling his, sort of with force and using the seam, I think could play a role as well. He did very well. I mean, 3 wickets in the first match was excellent. Yeah.
So as like Australia showed, you don't really need a batsman to be scoring 50 or more. You know, that's
Yeah.
a totally all-round performance. Everybody chipped in at 30, 40. And it just the runs kept coming all the way.
Yes.
So, I mean, this is one of the tactics that the team should do. It
Yes,
should be
yes.
an all-round game.
Yes.
Correct.
Yeah.
So I think when you have a bowler-friendly pitch, right, it's not the bowling that you will win you matches. It will be your batting. It is a clash between the batters of both the team, because if the pitch is difficult and your batters sail through, I think anything above 150, whosoever bats first scores today. I mean, hands down, they have 90% of chances of winning the game. So, like you said, Australia, right? What they did was they did the right things at the right time.
Wow. Yeah.
Everybody pitched in quick 30, quick 40, and they scored 200 plus. I mean, it is game on because England, if you lose early wickets and the pressure of chasing 200, I think it turned the way they wanted. So I think
That's exactly right. A 200 plus was what I think the third largest total. It was a tough chase. So.
So India again, Surya Kumar has not been batting that well at number 4, and then also I mean, one good move could be to bring Pant a bit lower there, and Dubey also not really tested in this level. So, but Hardik is always there. He can always big matches. He always
He does perform. Yeah.
perform.
Yeah.
And then there's also Jadeja and
Yep.
Akshar Patel who can bat. So India looks quite strong
Yep.
in terms of the batting when you compare it to Pakistan.
They have a good mix of all-rounders. They have good mix of spinning all-rounder, pace bowler, and all the stuff. So, I think the key will be, as you said you talked about Surya Kumar Yadav not being informed, right? You have 9 games for the entire campaign. You need 9 man of the matches. That's it. If your 9 players perform, even if 2 are not performing, you're done. You've won the World Cup. You just need 9 man of the match performance. Bumrah did it in the first game with an economy of 2. I think that it's time the others raise their hand and say, okay, I'll take the responsibility. I'll win you games. And if they do that, that's how it is. All these combinations, pitch demons, batting first, batting second, all those will go. It's just about you believe. And I think India has those 15 who will believe and who will, because I mean, I think it will be Kohli's last World Cup, if I'm not wrong, along with Rohit Sharma. So, as you mistakenly said my name as Jitesh Sharma, because Sharma is going all through the mind, right? So, I think Rohit Sharma's is also the last World Cup. So, I think they, irrespective whatever is the conditions, whatever is the toss result, India will come hard on everybody. And so, let's hope.
Jitesh, they have to bring their A game. Today is crucial. I mean, let's not forget, this becomes a proxy war between the two countries. So.
And what about the crowds? We'll have a lot of Indians and Pakistanis
Well, in
the
equal force.
stadium.
Equal force, I think, yeah.
Yeah. So will that be a factor for them?
Absolutely.
It always is, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, history has shown that it is India dominates the fan numbers in the stadium. I think it will not be a new thing. It will be same. I have heard that the ticket prices, the tickets sold is crazy there. I mean, in thousands of dollars people are buying there. But as you know, the diaspora of India, Pakistan is in good numbers in US. So I think we should get more Indian fan.
I think you're going to have tourists. You're going to have people flying in from the West Coast. I think it's just such a big night, of course, for India and Pakistan both. But I think it's a great night for cricket overall. And this could be that tipping point where the US wakes up. I mean, the fact that their team has won 2 matches, India versus Pakistan, I mean, I think this could be, where things change.
So whatever the condition of the pitch, and I feel it'll be going to be a thriller tonight. Both teams will give their all, and India just cannot take anything for granted. They'll have to, like Neil said, come out with their A game.
Yep.
And it's very important for them to win this game. So let's enjoy the game tonight.
Thank you.
Thank
Go
you.
India.
Thank you, Santosh. Go India. Go India.